more than a year of isolating, more than ever, many of us really cherish our family dinners. Well, I'm men's a men's. Regardless, now there's a new series celebrating how food connects our families. It is called Family Dinner. Take a look.
Whether it's over Sunday supper, a holiday brunch,
everyone would bring a dish, and everyone would do their little part.
or a summer barbecue,
This is something that just brings me right back to childhood.
families come together over food.
Joining us now is chef extraordinaire and the host of this new show, Andrew Zimmern. Good morning, Andrew.
Oh,
You're not Andrew. Andrew, you know what? This is live television, and sometimes, it's very rainy here. So you're adorable. Now, chef, you're super adorable. That was OG's guess. I'm sorry I just cut you off, but you're really adorable. Hi, fella. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for your patience and your understanding. I love those glasses. First of all, tell us about family dinner.
Family dinner is a super entertaining, super fun romp, but I think it also leaves people with one very important cultural totem at the part of mind, and that is that for the last 100 years in this country, we've consistently dropped the number of times that we dine together as a family from 100% of the time to almost none of the time. We have put a premium, I think, in America on the wrong things. And that doesn't mean that ambition and sports and homework and after school stuff and dad staying late at the office and mom staying late at the office is a bad thing. We just have to prioritize spending time with the people that we love. And I think that's been a byproduct of the last 18 months with COVID-19. We realized how much we loved the people that we loved the most.
That's right.
And so now I think it's important that we spend time with them over dinner, which is a value proposition that I think we prove in the show. And it's a super exciting, super fun thing to be involved in.
I love it. I just love your little shoulder shimmy, and it looked like you were almost dancing salsa. So, let me find out, because we'll have to go to the club next time you come to New York.
Not bad for, this old guy.
I know that you met with families all over the country. Is there anything that you learned that surprised you?
I don't think it surprised me. I think it continued to prove to me that whether they're immigrants from a foreign country that are new arrivals, and it doesn't matter whether that country is, South America or Africa, established families that have been in this country for a long time, non-biological families, because we define family in this country in different ways. We all have the absolute same desires, and that is to connect with other people that we love the most and to be heard within that family group. And it's just thrilling to be around a table with 3-4 generations of people who really believe that they need to hang on to that tradition and to learn the stories behind the recipes, see the food that's absolutely amazing. I mean, just if you're a food geek, this show is for you. And it's such a digestible, lovely half-hour romp. It's exciting from the moment that we start to the moment that the show ends. I think it has an extremely high value for both entertainment and education. And when those two things mix, I think you have the best piece of television that you could imagine.
That is a recipe, pun totally intended, for good television. But chef, not all of us get to sit down for family dinner every night. As you mentioned, there's sports, there's work. So why do you think, or I'm going to rephrase this, what's a better way to have a family dinner? Because you mentioned something interesting, which is our nuclear families have changed. We have blended families. We have intergenerational families. I, for one, sometimes family dinner, the boys are on one end of the couch, my boyfriend's sitting on the ottoman, the dog is between our legs, and we're watching a baseball game. Is that still considered a family dinner? How can we encourage communities to really rally around food in a non-traditional family dinner?
A family dinner used to occur, several times a day in homes all across this country a century ago. That's untenable. We can't roll back the clock. And quite frankly, the dinner that you described at your house is what dinner looks like at my house as well. But I think what the lesson here is that we, whether it's once a week or once a month, we need to gather the people around us who we love the most, however that's defined, and actually sit down to eat, where everybody helps cook, Everybody helps eat, everybody helps clean, and you call it a night. That's the activity for that evening. Doesn't matter how frequently you do it, you just have to get on some kind of schedule and do it. We lost over 600,000 Americans this last year to COVID-19. I think we've all seen over the last couple of years how precious our relationships are and how fleeting life can be, which is also, by the way, fired at point blank range. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Don't let last week be the last time you saw Uncle Vinny, right? Have dinner, whether it's once a week or once a month, plan it and take advantage of it and make it a part of your tradition. I think if we reconnect that way, by the way, we have a better part of understanding each other. You left out one of the most important things, which is that in these modern families, we disagree about a lot of stuff.
100%.
And at no other time in American history have we been this polarized. If we shared a meal together, I think it would go a long way towards helping to soothe this inflated sense of passion that we have between each other.
I agree with you 1,000%. I always say whenever the heads of state or leaders of countries meet, they should eat first and then talk, because I think things would go a lot more smoothly. I want to bring in my team because we are all such huge fans. We all have different cultures. We all eat around different dinner tables. But while we're getting that shot ready, hi. I'll just talk. If you could still hear me, Chef, my question is, I do most of the cooking, and then I demand that whoever did not cook clean.
Absolutely.
Okay. You agree?
That's the cardinal rule.
Okay, just want to make sure I'm not going crazy. Boys, you heard it here first.
Oh, yeah, no, that's very true.
I didn't know that.
I'm Mr. Clean.
You are the Mr. Cleaner, yes.
Hey, Chef, I have a question for you. You've been around the world, dined with so many different people of many different cultures. Are there some specific tendencies that people do and in certain cultures that it kind of really struck you as an interesting way to show their appreciation of said dinner?
Well, it's not so much the appreciation of said dinner, because that's done differently. The expectations are different. But I had 2 meals within several weeks of each other, one with a protected tribe in northwestern Botswana and one with a indigenous group of Laplanders in northern Finland many, many years ago. And both grandmothers at the table said the exact same thing to the kids in their own language, which was sit up straight, keep your mouth shut, finish everything on your plate. These people will be gone soon, referring to us.
Let's just get them out of here.
Showed me, and by the way, neither of these families lived distinguishably in a different way than their ancestor did 20,000 years ago. And it just reminded me, once again, it proved the point, we have way more in common than
That's true.
We have difference.
Separate us.
I was expecting you to say that there was like a burping or breaking a glass or high-fiving.
That's at my dinner table. That's at my dinner
That's
table.
just America. Okay, got it.
I'm the burper.
I was in Mongolia. I was in Mongolia once, and I engaged in some after-dinner game of rolling of sheep bones and counting score, and I didn't know what I was doing. And then everyone hugged me, and our fixer came up to me and said, "You just arranged a marriage between your son and their daughter." You do have to be careful about the after meal traditions.
After dinner activities?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Congratulations.
We are all the same. It does not matter where we are from. It does not matter, the color of our skin, the language that we speak, who we choose to love. We are human beings. And one of the ways that we have related since the dawn of humankind in our pre-hominid days was to gather around food. We are hunter-gatherers traditionally. Genetically, we still have pheromones that engage at a higher rate. We are consuming food as a group than when we are consuming food alone. Leaning in group dining is something that we must do. And I think, look, there's 6 of us here. I'm sure our backgrounds couldn't be more different. If we all sat down to dinner, we'd find more things that we have in common. I think kindness and love and respect, as you mentioned earlier, has gone out of the equation to a degree that's become harmful to society in America, and dining together can help restore it in a way that isn't finger wagging or telling people,
Preach on, preach
Here,
on.
yes. Chef Andrew, we love having you here with us. Thank you so much. Family Dinner
Good to
premieres
see you.
Thursday, July 15th on Magnolia Network, streaming on Discovery Plus and the Magnolia app.
Very